Hey, Shrayu.
Hi, Len. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, we're so close yet so far.
Oh, no, I know. So uh before everybody else joins in, so for both Townhomes on 3 and Grove at Piemont, I was working on the project summary that we need to create for the lenders and pref and such. Um, the only thing I couldn't immediately find was what the market rents were going to be. I know you have like a number in napkin. That was about it. That was all based on comps and such, right?
Yeah. So tell me, whatever you're looking at, are you looking at end of year one, end of year two? Tell me what you're looking at. I'm happy to give you the number.
Basically what we had from our research, what was saying that market rent was going to be, and then I was trying to like plan out and see when we were going to achieve that. So basically, like in the project summary, I'm writing something along the lines of we're aiming to achieve market rents by the end of year 2, something like that.
Ah,
But
okay.
I think those seem pretty on point.
Reasonable. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Figure out to double check with you since I know you've done the research on it.
Most welcome. Most welcome. Yeah, happy to see it. But yeah, end of year two is quite reasonable. Quite reasonable.
Nope, sounds good. Beautiful. That's really all. Then I have like a few more questions for Sanjay that principals basically need to sign off on those, but then it seems those packets are ready.
Nice. So project summaries, we send it to prospective investors.
No, this
No.
would be more for lenders or potential pref partners. So
Okay.
it's a little different. If we really are gonna do things for LPs, that's an entire different setup where we
Ah,
would
yeah.
use sources of an investor relations team. That's their bread and butter, basically.
Yeah. And in our case, both the opportunities have loan assumptions. So
Yes.
this will also be for those lenders, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, probably those lenders will not need this piece of
Hmm.
information, I
They'll,
think.
but if we are looking for supplemental or something, then we'll need this, right? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds
Okay.
good. Sounds good.
It seems, yeah, it seems it's gonna be a busy summer, which I'm very excited about.
That's there.
Okay.
Everybody is joining. That's
Yes,
great. Hello.
Leonard, David,
Good,
welcome.
good.
Hope you
You're
guys are
welcome.
having a
Morning.
blast.
Maria.
Yeah. So we'll wait a few more minutes. Obviously we want to have one of the principals join us here as well, so we can talk all of everything through for Westwood. Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll give it a few more minutes so more people can join and we can kick our Thursday off well. Good morning, everybody. So before since we are waiting just a minute, so it's looking like we are going to get Fredericksburg Place due diligence on the way. Nothing is formal yet, but we are anticipating to receive our PSA and to have that reviewed. Amber is taking lead on getting our due diligence started. So just a quick little announcement, if somebody is available, likely it's going to be on Tuesday of next week, to join us for a full day in San Antonio to come and run due diligence for us or with us, because we're going to need a whole bunch of people for this. Please
I
Please
think
let
that's going to be Wednesday. I think that's going to be
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Wednesday now. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
hmm
yeah, Fredericksburg Place is a 224 door apartment complex. Um, so we're gonna need some people to kind of walk this thing with us, just like Leonard and David just did in Midland. You know, maybe you guys can come and share your knowledge with us.
So, sir, real quick, I was not at the meetings last couple of days. Which property we talked about here?
So this is Fredericksburg Place in San Antonio.
Oh,
It's
Frederickson.
been on
Okay,
our radar for some time. We've had a lot on it going
yeah.
back and forth on the LOI, but it's looking like we are this close this close. There's been no signature put on paper yet, but this close.
Okay, got it. Frederick's, okay.
We're very
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it's exciting.
yeah, we're just preparing at this point so that whenever that signature does land on the page, we are so ready to go. And it's just a matter of confirming the date at that point. But yes, okay, we have a couple more people here. Let me check in with the principals. They can come and join today. Oh, what's it called? Today is our asset management. I was already thinking it was a daily deal review call, but it's not. Beautiful. Okay. So Janae, I think you probably have already heard this via Amber, but I think you need to clear your calendar for Wednesday to drive with us to San Antonio. But I'm just volunteering you at this point. Okay. David Leonard, I'm gonna let you guys wait just a smidge until one of our principals has joined so they can, go through the contract will close process for Westwood.
David and Leonard, where are y'all based?
Maryland.
Where?
Maryland, right outside of Virginia and
Oh.
DC.
Okay.
Okay.
For some reason, I thought y'all were in Texas.
Back and forth.
Okay.
So what's stopping them the big move to come to Texas? Come on.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Yeah, I'm looking for next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you looking to go towards Midland or where are you thinking?
No, I have my family in the Dallas Fort Worth area, so I'll be there. But
Makes sense.
yeah.
Makes sense. Hey Mike, thanks for jumping in.
Hey, sorry I was running a little late.
Yeah, I figured there's some exciting stuff going on, huh?
Yeah, I was actually trying to find you in a different meeting room earlier, but I missed you.
So
So-
yeah, Sanjay and I had a separate conversation that started before 8 a.m. this morning. So yeah, we're having a good call.
Yeah, okay.
But let's I'll make some room. David Leonard, please take it away.
Okay. Thanks. So we are actually right now with capital raising and with the loan information, like sending documents to the lender. So far, we are currently at $1.8 million right now raised. So we just have some documents signed yesterday and this morning, some PPMs as well, and they initiated their funds already. So everything right now is at 1.8. And then we have for the documents that we are sending to the bank, we have been sending I've been filling the Alex, I will send the Alex Porter. I've been uploading the documents. So for the priority ones that are due on the 7th, that is Friday. I think we still have 2 that is remaining. We have the company organization chart, so I was kind of confused about that one because I was trying to see if I'm gonna ask you guys, Mike, if you guys have a template that we can use to complete that. And then
Which one was that, Leonard?
they were asking for the organization chart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then the other priority one that was remaining was the I think it was the May rent roll. That was it. But I told them that we are still waiting for the May rent roll because I talked to the broker. He said in the next 10 days we are gonna get the May rent roll. So I think those are just the two that are remaining for the priority. And then that dues on Friday. So that's the main thing that we have on for Westwood right right now. Just the loan documents and to complete the capital raise.
Okay. Just a
And we
second.
got
I'm
the
Go
big
ahead.
webinar tomorrow.
Yep.
Or I'm sorry, later
Oh yeah,
later this evening.
this evening.
Getting my days mixed up.
Yeah, we're doing the webinar this evening. We'll see how that goes. We just did a couple of emails out to some of our 506B people, and we'll see what kind of interest we get, and hopefully maybe just give a little bit of extra boost and support with you guys on that.
Okay, thanks.
That'd be great.
Yep. So yeah, so that's it for me. Dave, you have anything?
No, that's yeah, capital raise, just finishing up the loan, getting everything in for the loan docs, and yep.
Oh, they have also scheduled the Freddie has scheduled the inspection and appraiser on the 12th
Oh, that's good.
of this month. Yeah, so they'll be going there on the 12th. I already communicated with the property manager and everything is already set. And I just completed the inspection questionnaires
Or
and
either
they are set to go over there on
okay.
yeah.
Are either of you guys coming out for that?
No, I'll not be able to make that. I'm in California right now. And do we have to be there? Because we already went there for the inspection and all that stuff.
You don't have to be there, but when they come back with things like they when they go do an inspection, they're going to come back potentially with a list of items that have to be addressed, and they may have additional capex work that they're going to add on to it. So by being there, walking through with them, you'll get a idea of that before you get that list. So so when they do an inspection, it's not just to see if it's okay. They'll actually come out with, hey, this is the items that we're going to require or that you're going to have to do that you may not have had in your original capex plan.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. I can live here and we can set up something and
So
go over.
it's a good opportunity, especially, I mean, if it's a good opportunity to be there and be with them on that, but it's not required, but we try to, have somebody there.
Yeah, we'll work on getting out there then.
Yep. Okay. I didn't know about that. All right, cool. Yeah, so they're gonna be there on the 12th at 12:30. So that has been scheduled and everything is ready to go.
Okay. I just so yeah, we'll get the template for you on the org chart.
Okay. They already submitted all the other stuff that they're asking. And I think we're on track.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about where do you stand on the insurance piece?
Oh, yeah, so I think there was the Nimbus. Yeah, they already said it was approved. That they already have they were just asking me, they were just asking us when we are gonna close. They say it was approved at $33,000 a year. So that's what they got a quote approved for.
Previous was like 45.
No, pre-approved was like 47, yeah, 47 previously. So they're just like, when we are ready to go, he sent me an email last week asking me for the update. when are we ready to go so that they can get the final stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because this one probably will be less of an issue, but again, they may as well be sending out some inspection at some point also.
Okay.
But the newer property will probably be less of an issue for that. So
Okay.
okay.
Go. Right.
And what as far as the capital raise goes, I know you guys working on it, and you got your 1.8, you got 3.2 is your goal, and I think you needed 2.8, or is it 2.8 to close? I forgot the number.
Correct.
Yeah.
2.8. So
yeah.
Okay, so 1 million. So do you have a line of sight and actions and activities towards the 1 million, and the date? So the lender will need that, they're going to look for that a couple weeks before the closing date, or when they're ready, when they say, hey, we're ready, we're ready to go, they're going to want to look and, see that you've got the cash they're going to want to look for a bank statement, of your cash available to close.
Okay.
So just want to think ahead, put your timeline on that as well. Is look a couple weeks before closing, back up from there. How are you doing on the progress? And, you're looking at 1 million over the next 3 weeks, basically, right? So if you need to recruit anything else or bring anybody else on or something like that, you just might want to look into some options, depending on how you feel your progress is going. You don't want to get to that point and then it's like, I need 500,000. Where in the hell am I going to get 500,000 now in 5 days or something?
Okay.
Yeah, we've gotten that ball rolling already and speaking with people, and
okay,
have a lot of other interests, just waiting for them to go in and sign up and start doing the paperwork and getting things rolling with that.
Yeah, no, you guys done great. I mean, you've done great on this, no doubt. And so just want to help alleviate any of those pains that come towards the end of the process, towards closer to that closing date. So
yeah, thanks for the heads up.
Thanks.
All right.
Go.
And let me see, okay. Good.
Right, Mike.
Good stuff, guys. All right. So the org chart, we'll get one over to you guys to work on that. And then I think that's it right now. Then we got the webinar tonight. So
Yep.
Okay.
We'll see you tonight.
See
Thanks
you
a
guys.
lot.
Thanks a lot.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Mike, do you know by any chance if David Foreign is joining today to go over some asset management pieces, or is it going to be a deal review call?
He's supposed to be. I should have texted a reminder. I don't think he's quite into the sequence of things fully yet, I guess. So
No, I just sent him a
yeah, go ahead, Ellen. If you guys got plenty of work on, go ahead. I'll tag him.
Yes. Okay, so David is not joining today. All right.
Did he say that? Okay.
Yes, he just texted back. So I'm gonna pick back up with the announcement that we had earlier this morning, just because we do we're gonna may need some people in San Antonio next week. So Fredericksburg Place Apartments is not full on final yet, but we are about this close to getting things signed and under contract, the PSA signed. So we are starting to prep for due diligence walkthrough next week. We have money going in this scenario. There would be money going hard as soon as PSA is signed. So we want to be on top of things and be as prepared as we can be, and find any red flags wherever we may find them, if they exist. Hopefully not, but you never know. So Amber is taking point on this due diligence walkthrough and on getting the vendors set up there. We would need to have about 15 people total join us on this walkthrough. We are going to walk every unit, which is about 224. It's looking like it's going to be Wednesday of next week. And John, so good question. We are looking for final confirmation on that, but if you are available, if you can make yourself available, please let us know. It's going to be a full, big, busy day. We are going to go through all of the leases, making sure that those are okay. We're going to check every status of each apartment. We're going to have our vendors do walkthroughs and check some of the big expensive ticket items like foundation, roofs, etc. So it's going to be a very busy day. It's also going to be a very educational day. How long does it usually take? I don't know. All day.
Yeah. So generally, and we'll talk a little bit. I think Ellen, maybe you want to, or even if is Amber here? Yeah,
Yes.
Amber's here.
Yes.
So you guys maybe talk I'll chime in, but talk a little bit about why this process for this one, and maybe you guys have covered that in the past, but the process for this one is a little bit different, about why and how we're doing the due diligence versus the timing of the LOI versus timing of the PSA, and maybe a little more background on that. If you guys want to walk through that, share with the group, and then I can chime in anywhere I need to if you guys need.
Sure. This was I called it hold the pickles extra onions type of a deal. We backed into this deal through a lot of creative maneuvering instead of like starting with a price and trying to make everything else work, because these sellers were in distress and needed and wanted certain things. So we kind of backed into this. I won't get too deep into that, but we've arrived at a position where we think this is going to be a really good deal. But they want to go hard basically at PSA. So we need to get in there quickly and do the due diligence and make sure that there's nothing that's going to blow this deal up very quickly. That's kind of my layperson's version of how this is different than, okay, we got an LOI and then we have a PSA and then we're going to do all this other stuff. Like we really, they want our money to go forward as soon as the ink is dry on the PSA. So, and they, I believe, sent that out today. So we have very little time to get down there and make this happen. So Ellen, I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that, or Mike.
I mean, it just sounds like contract close on steroids, honestly. I know usually in our LOIs, we have like a good set period for this. And yes, obviously everything has a good timeline to it. Like it is a tight timeline to turn it around. But if there's money on the line that we could potentially lose if we are not catching it early, in this case, time is extremely of the essence. So getting in there quick, getting answers quick is going to be key. That's why we are basically already planning on going down there next week, even though we have not signed paperwork.
And is everyone, is everyone familiar with, we've reviewed this deal before in here, right, Ellen, or not?
We have. Yes, we have.
I mean, we don't have to go into the details, but if you want to share some of the highlights of the deal, you or Amber as well, just so everybody's familiar when thinking about it before we get there as well, just a bit.
Yeah, I can share those.
And as she's doing that, so a lot of times you even want to try when you're getting, deals LOIs accepted, deals under contract, you always want to try to get as much early access as you can. So there's typically early access agreements that you'll go through that will get you potentially to a point of, hey, there is an issue or something going on before I even get to a final PSA signed and agreed. So on this one, this is a definite early access. A couple other things happening is we're actually acquiring the LLC. So we're not actually going to buy the property. We're actually transferring the company to us. So we're acquiring the company. So there's a few other things that are being checked and validated as it relates to liabilities, risk around the LLC itself. Which is, so there's opportunity in that, but there's also risk in that. The opportunity is that you don't go through, you're not going to have tax effects and things like that because it doesn't have the appearance of the property trading. The real estate's not trading. We're just acquiring the company itself. Go ahead, Ellen or Amber.
And we'll feel free to pitch in. I think you've looked at this deal more closely.
Yeah. Can you blow that up a little bit?
So one update
essentially
have gotten in the last 2 days is an updated rent roll. So up with the rent roll from 3 months ago, that was the latest that we had. This number was actually at $1.29. So what they turned around in the last 3 months is all of a sudden very key and pivotal, because all of a sudden we are basically going to hit our year one goal for target rents at the time of purchase, which is amazing and very pivotal in making this deal hopefully better than it already was. But the rest I will let Amber talk about.
One of the things that originally I think attracted Maria, I think was the first one to get a hold of this. One of the interesting opportunities was they were just looking for somebody to pay down the loan, to pay down $1.5 million of the loan and assume it. So there was also a lower entry to get into this deal. So I think that's one of the things that got us looking at this a little bit more. But if you scroll over to where the returns are on the dashboard, this is a 1980 or 83 build. So I am comparing a lot of things to Horizon, which I'm pretty familiar with. So this is, 10 years newer than Horizon. It's in better shape. It's in a better area. The returns on this are right around 19% IRR with a 2x multiple. With the CapEx and reserves and everything that we had to do, the total raise is going to be about 4.4 million. Which is, close to only a quarter of the price of the property. So that's awesome as well. So we're getting a lot for a little. That's one of the things that I've learned in this program is like, even though the deal might work, like if the raise is big, that alone could kill the deal. So that's another thing that we loved about this. If you look down at the bottom right where it says total monthly mortgage payment, no, that's not it. Keep going to the right. Sorry, other way. Where it says minus right there. You got the 450 and the 150 and nope. Go back over to the right. Underneath the uses and sources. Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of how we backed into this deal. We're like, okay, we need all these monies. And so instead of starting with a price, because of all the variable that, you know, that this seller needed clicked off, like these are kind of those variables over there on the side. We're like, okay, can we accommodate all of these things and still make this deal work? That's the summary right there of like what we mean when we say we backed into this deal.
And Amber, that so is a loan assumption?
Yes, it is.
Well, we're assuming the LLC, so that question might be above my pay grade. Like, I assume we have to be underwritten for the loan as well, but
Yes.
I'm not
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, but we are taking over that
Yeah, we
loan,
still
yes.
have to go through the financing process, the loan process.
Yeah, because I was looking at the loan information, 14.5 million, 8.65%. I just cannot match the bridge loan that is on top. Or it's kind of two different scenarios, how is underwritten versus, you know, the information of the loan. Sorry, I'm just looking at this now. You might have already, of course, reviewed this, you know, just I see bridge loan at 13% with, sorry, bridge loan at 4.4% with 13% down.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I don't understand. Are we doing a bridge loan or are we assuming the loan?
We are assuming that loan.
Okay.
So part of that is that we are going to pay down the loan amount. The original loan balance is somewhere in the 15. So we're putting 1.5 down to bring that loan, to bring the total loan down to 13,390.
Okay.
Yeah, if you see the LOI for this, it's you can share that as well if you wanted, but the LOI is kind of very similar to some of the ones you may have done before as well, Rodolfo. You know, where different concessions and what are we putting money towards. So part of this is putting money towards debt, late debt, as part of that, helping. So it's basically getting the seller out of a default situation. And then there's some other conditions in like where the funds are being applied as it's coming into the project.
Okay. Yeah, for my own curiosity, I'll look at the LOI because I don't understand in full, you know, the way it's structured. But of course, when you come in late, you know, you start understanding it. There have been like hours of discussion before, so I'll do my own due diligence, you know, without taking too much time.
Okay.
Yeah.
UAG is currently already managing it, so
and we'll hey, sorry, Amber, but we will come back because we'll go back through this again in a little more detail with everyone as well after we kind of get that next step done, because you know we're going to be, once we get to that, we're going to be doing our revising underwriting based on the status and the preparing all of our documents for the capital raise process. So we'll take a look at what's out there, but we'll come back through all of these with a second review of a detailed underwriting based on data known at that point, prior to going to any of our capital raise process. So go ahead, Amber, please.
Whatever I was saying is gone, but I will say this about the due diligence part next week. If you can make it down there, it's great to be a part of that. We're going to be going into every single unit and documenting, you know, the status of each unit, in addition to having a couple people doing a lease audit, just writing all that stuff down. So we are going to need all hands on deck because this is so fast. We don't have time to get UAG people down there to do that. So we're going to essentially be doing this ourselves, but it's kind of a cool process, especially if you've never done it.
Yeah, and if you can't, some of the people that ask, like, if you can't make it all day, just come for hours or half the day or whatever. It'll be useful. It'll be a good opportunity to really learn some of the steps and everything that's going on. Hopefully, and I forgot about, I didn't remember that Maria had started with this, so hopefully Maria will be able to come in as well.
Mhm.
Quite a commute, but yeah, that would be great.
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm looking into it right now. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah.
And for those that are on the fence, literally a block away from this property is a great taco and donut shop where the line is extremely long, but the food is delicious. So
Yeah.
Do you get your tacos and a donut?
well, you can get tacos on one end of the order counter, and then on the other end they have the donuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's good. We taste tested it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You know, for those that are food
Excellent.
motivated.
Yeah, no, so this is a great discussion. Any other thoughts or questions around this process? What's going on? It is unique. It'll be a great one to follow with us, whatever happens. We may get into it and find something that doesn't work for us, but whatever happens, it's a great opportunity to be part of this kind of as far in as you want to be.
So yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was looking at the Google Drive folder for this property. Is it possible to, just like clean up all the scratch LOIs and the synthesis underwriting, the practice underwriting from that folder so we can see everything, whatever the updated version of them?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, because we have a couple of different versions that we have gone through. But yeah, we'll make sure we have like the latest and latest put together, and then the rest as other supporting data or prior data.
Another point is the assuming it's actually taking over the company. It's a great opportunity because that's how I bought my business 15 years ago. But at the same time, what is the process of to making sure everything is coming clean with this LLC, on our end? We have to make sure, obviously, all the tax paid and, all the, expenses and all invoices they've got billed. What is that process we have to follow through on this? Do we have like a list of anything like that?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't know a whole lot of detail on that. I know that I have seen emails going back and forth that the lawyers need to review this. And so that's that's as far as I know, that's, I don't know exactly what the process is, but I know that that's in the lawyer's hands.
Yeah, but yeah, we're looking for, a little bit limited, but we're looking, for key legal documents, key tax filings. So it's a little bit more work from a kind of a forensic kind of financial CPA type work on some of that, and the legal searches of filings of the entities, the all of their any of their stuff they've done, any filings that may have been against any of the LLCs, themselves, through that process or associated with those LLCs. So yeah, there's I don't have the clean due diligence list on that part of it exactly, Selchuk, but we're starting down that path. But that's more or less the kind of the background of it. And if you've got some you've been there, done it as well, and say, hey man, this is something I learned that you guys should think about, just share that in the chat as well, as we go through the process. Really appreciate it.
I can put some list
share
items
that
together.
in
I'll
the
share it,
WhatsApp chat. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Or an email.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure, we were checking over, assuming it's gonna go through and all that stuff. We were checking over clean, it just, there's opportunities, but there's, just like I said, I'm repeating myself, but it's really important to check everything 100%, because even one little thing comes out and just take some of the income and all that stuff. But it looks like a great opportunity. I'm excited.
Yeah, and look at that cash on cash also. That's nice. So this is, I haven't seen a deal like that in a while.
This is also not the new financials, correct, Amber and Ellen?
So this
Maria?
is based on new rent roll, but we did not get a new T12. So just a new rent roll.
Okay, that was what came in just recently, yesterday or
like
today?
2 days ago. This is end of dated May 27th. So this is as current as we can get when it comes to rent roll.
Okay.
So months ago they were at $1.29 on average. And at about 20% vacancy, now they're down to 15% vacancy and raise it up to $1.46, while market rents are $1.47. So this is probably the best change we could have hoped for on that rent roll. Obviously, we'd like to see a new T12, but rent roll is probably the best thing we could have received.
Okay. And so some people may go, I didn't know if everybody didn't realize, like, hey, you're buying something at 50% occupancy. Did you guys hear that right?
Oh no, so they were at 20% vacancy 3 months ago. They're down to 15% vacancy. So
15. I thought you said 15. I was like, what?
85 occupancy.
I was like, I thought, man, I misread the whole thing. Okay, good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so we have about 34 units to fill at this point.
Okay, that's good. Can you go back to the dashboard real quick and talk about our capital raise and the plan there and some of the, can you scroll to the left a little bit?
So the big piece that we do need to get fairly quick before we have any opportunity to close is the down payment, because our down payment is basically the bow down of the loan, that 1.5 million. Obviously there's some other costs that we do need. The majority of our CapEx is kind of split half and half between the rate cap buy downs or extensions, so we can get to end of year 2. So we currently would have to do a rate cap extension until September 2024, and then we do have the option to buy another rate cap extension until September 2025. So about half of our CapEx budget is actually penciled in for that rate cap extension, because unfortunately it is costly, but it would be worth it because currently they do have that rate at about a 4.4 interest. And I mean, that's just too good to be true in comparison to getting a new loan today. The CapEx for actual rehab is minimal. So we do know we have some interior items that we need to address. There's some exterior items we do need to address, but from what we saw on our initial walkthrough, they're manageable. And they were already working on those when we were walking them. They were definitely trying to clean house, and as we can see, it's paying off. So they were already working on some things. We'll find out more on Wednesday, but there's definitely still some CapEx remaining, but not an astronomical big amount. Selchuk, you have a question?
Yeah, Ellen, on this here, on the reserves, I don't see any tax and operating reserves,
For
any
operating reserve.
amount in there.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's
So-
working capital amount.
Yes, so right here you see also interest reserve to the lender. So that how Sanjay worded it was like that's actually coming to us instead of being stuck with the lender, or we're basically taking over the reserves that they already have set up. We're taking those over, so we don't have to plan for those. We're taking those over. That's going to be covered. We do have some working capital set aside, but it appears we're not going to need additional operating reserve, at least from our initial look. Maybe after Wednesday's walkthrough, we're going to reassess. But for now, it didn't seem necessary to add more in there.
Okay. And also, since we're taking over, and then insurance, policies stay same. I don't believe there's, no raise, neither on the property tax or insurance payments and all that, right?
Hopefully, I mean, it's just going to be the regular raise that the city would do. But yeah, we are taking over the LLC. It's not officially changing hands in the eyes of the city, basically. But yeah,
okay.
we will have to combat the regular raises. Now I did.
Yeah, regular raises is standard anyway. Yeah.
Was that with this one? So we got some message back yesterday as well. So they have started to try and get the tax valuation revised down to 14 million. Now that process has started, that is not complete yet. But if we were able to do that, then our tax assessment would go down about 20 to 25%. Since that is not final yet.
Wow.
And since we don't have confirmation on that, we are not planning on that in our P&L. That would be a very delightful surprise or a very delightful addition to our, NOI. But for now, we're not planning on it, but the process has started on that. So fingers crossed, burn a candle, say a prayer. I don't know what we need to do. Not bribe an official, obviously, but that would be a very welcome addition to our NOI if we can make that work. And then the other fun thing is, let me actually hop into the P&L. So we have underwritten our insurance policy fairly thick based on quotes that we have received. However, also yesterday we got a note from through the broker or through UAG, I forget, where we could get a policy through UAG for $130,000. So that would be about 50K lower, which would just directly go towards our bottom line. At the moment, that would also then mean we are committed to staying with UAG since it goes through their master insurance policy. So at the moment, we're sticking with the higher number until we have decided who we want to move forward with, because obviously UAG, we have a partnership with that at Horizon. But we are going to look at some other property management companies as well and make a decision from there, and not necessarily just based on, hey, we can get a cheaper insurance policy here. It needs to match the full picture. But that option is there as well. And hopefully this will only mean good things for the rest of our P&L and our NOI moving forward. But I'm very excited about anything that we've seen recently. It's been a very fun process to underwrite this one in general, but the potential things that are coming up in this last week of hopefully some savings on real estate taxes, insurance, and this increased rent roll makes this property all the more exciting. So obviously we still need to be on the lookout for anything that could make this deal not a deal. We should not be blinded by shiny, beautiful things. We still need to do our due diligence to the best of our ability. But there's some very promising things with this deal that could honestly make our business plan better than we're currently underwriting it. But until we have confirmation, we are not going to live on hopes and dreams and just go with lower numbers just because we like those better. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Amber, am I missing anything? I know I'm.
No, I'm impressed with your knowledge of this and articulation. Sounds good.
Yeah. It's a very exciting property so far, but yes, due diligence always necessary for sure. So I see in the chat, we already have a couple of people that are, oh my God, Blake, are you flying in?
I mean, I'm thinking about it. It's a plan, but I can only get to like Houston probably, so then I have to jump in with someone. At least it's half of the fuel payment for someone, you know, so it's a positive. Hopefully I can bring some good conversation. That's not guaranteed, but I'll try.
Otherwise, you pay more fuel.
This is awesome. If we can get a car full of wonderful people coming from Houston, I know Austin's gonna have a full car coming down, if not two. This is gonna be a great day, very educational.
Just make him pay when you get the Buc-ee's, okay, Rodolfo?
Sounds good.
The card comes out at Buc-ee's, yeah. It's dangerous, Buc-ee's.
Don't worry about the gas. Just pay for the
goodies.
The rest at Buc-ee's.
The snacks and everything else.
Beautiful.
Mike, are you going?
I probably will go. I haven't looked at my schedule yet.
Okay. I guess we'll wait for final confirmation from Amber so we can look at the logistics.
Yeah.
Yep. It works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that looking to be likely to come through within the next couple of days? That sort of confirmation?
I
expect.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, I was looking at messages back and forth. I mean, it's kind of fast and furious there. So
yes, for sure.
And then just directly or work, you know. So I think Amber, Sanjay, Daniel working closely to get to all the scheduling and timing and stuff.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, if anyone needs a hand with anything, reach out. Happy to help.
Sounds good. No, wonderful. Yeah, this is going to be a very exciting due diligence process, very fun contract to close if we do sign our PSA. I'm excited to be working with everybody who's coming to do our due diligence walk. And yeah, it's going to be a great experience. If it's going to work out, yes or no. Either way, it's going to be a wonderful educational day for all of us. Yeah. Let's go get some done. And then of course, we need to go in capital raise. So I'll channel Maria here for a little bit. Start thinking. If you want to be GP on this deal, start thinking. If you want to do some capital raising, who you could start approaching. Make your list, start priming, checking in how they're doing. You know, we should already be doing that anyway. But start preparing, start thinking on how much money could I raise. And I have a feeling probably next week we're going to be talking about this more. But this could be a great deal to put on your GP resume.
Yeah, thank you. So I do have a question, and you may or may not may know the answer. So generally when we start when we, you know, like after this goes through, do we start always with non-accredited investors through that phase, or it doesn't matter? I mean, does that change? Does it go non-accredited investors and then accredited investors, or will this one like go strictly just for accredited investors?
No, we'll almost all of our plans will follow that same sequence of 506B, sophisticated and or non-accredited investors. But it can also, they can always be accredited investors during the 506B also. So we just won't advertise it. So we will follow that sequence. We'll do 506B for 30 days, and then we'll move to a 506C to finish out the raise.
Perfect. Thank you. Yes. I've actually been talking to people about this, but people that I have that are interested are will be in the first phase.
Okay, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah. Ellen, did you still need me to do something with this? I know I saw a message about needing to update the synthesis. Is there something that I still need to do or not anymore?
So we did some very minor updates because honestly, the big financials haven't changed. It was just the rent roll that changed. So the minor edits that we made was basically change the rent escalator. So year 3 and 4, we kind of kept the same, and then year 1 and 2 we just adjusted, and then yeah, we have noted that our insurance could go down, but honestly, anything else we have kept the same, just because the rest of the financials haven't changed. So I don't think we need to make any adjustments on this.
Any adjustments? Okay.
Probably after the diligence walkthrough, this is going to get another big deep dive based on the results that we're getting. But yeah, rent roll was honestly minimal impact on income. So
Okay. So no action. So you pretty much have done the update. Okay.
yeah, no actions for now. Pretty quick.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I know we're coming up to our 10 a.m. So I do want to obviously take time if everybody is working on something, if they're stuck with anything, if there are questions. Today is the time. Obviously 4 p.m. today, we also have our underwriting call, so we can take a further deep dive into things. But please feel free to ask any questions that you have.
Sounds good. Thank you. Can I just ask one last question here? When going out and doing the due diligence on the Wednesday, and I know you Miss said that it's an all-day thing. After that all-day thing, then just we're done, right? Like, for example, if I go, I can just fly home. Or are there other things to do after that?
Amber, you may have a better answer on that than I do, but
so when we did this for the Horizon, we tried to do it day, and we also had a team from UAG in addition to all the people that we had, and there was still stuff left over to do the next day. But I would just say that's up to you, because our goal is to finish everything in day 1. I think that's optimistic to think that would happen, but that's how it went.
Yeah, I agree. And if you're able to come and stay, and do the Wednesday and a Thursday, I believe would be good. I'm comfortable we'll have plenty of things to do, whether it be at that site or even we can go visit some other sites there of some other deals that we're working on, and as well Horizon, to do some things. So, but usually like some things that'll probably happen after the fact will be like you're kind of spending the first day all collecting all the data, and the second day you're going to be like, because what'll happen, we don't want to just like drop off and like, hey, we go collect it, we reviewed it just at the time, but we need to like put it all together. The lease audit data, that may be where you may not even get through all of the leases, or depending on what we've actually seen. So we'll be breaking out between people going through actual files and looking at details of data, and then people that are walking units, and that can be changed during the day. So that's why the second day is more of a cleanup, wrap up, and it may be like you know, what did we not get done and what do we need to do? So I think you can be comfortable if you have the time, you know, go ahead and book. I would suggest everybody kind of think about, you know, those especially that are going to be full on it, you know, for 2 days, and those that are local and just coming and visiting and working that day, 1 day is fine.
Okay, thank you. That helps a lot. Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
No, it's great. This is awesome.
Mhm.
Ellen, back to you to wrap up. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Anything else? Don't want to leave you guys hanging. If
Mike, I actually have some questions about the cap rate and the strike rate, and because that's all honestly a little bit new to me. And I'm wondering if you have a minute to talk about that on this.
Oh, you mean the rate cap, not the cap rate, right?
Yeah, sorry, the rate cap and the strike rate and the spread, and I want to make sure that I'm understanding all this correctly.
Okay. Why don't we make that a topic for the group? We can do that even tomorrow's call. It's a good it's a good discussion because it's you know, from the where the data comes from and the financing side, and because some people even like some of that, like they buy rate caps and they talk about, like, you know, the worst case, sometimes you may not get full, but like you can sell your rate cap later as well if you were able to refinance. So there's kind of some cool things around rate caps that we could cover tomorrow, and we'll just come in it with it a little.
Yeah, that would be great.
Prepared.
This is definitely a situation where we're going to need to. The rate cap expires, I think September this year, and then so we need to figure out what we're going to do on that. So yeah, I'd love a little crash course.
Okay, let's Ellen, let's put that for agenda for tomorrow.
yes, we'll.
And you may Sanjay can work up on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say I can talk about that, but honestly, I'm not the expert. Definitely some new terminology.
Okay.
All right, no, great. I know we hit our 10 a.m., so I want to be conscientious of your time. Please feel free to join our 4 p.m. Central underwriting call, and yeah, hope to see a lot of you guys next week in San Antonio. I'll leave it at that. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Thank you. You as well.
Yeah.
Bye.